Hello everyone, this is Ayad Boudiab. I'm a senior .NET application developer, and as you've seen in this video series, we're covering some ASP.NET 4.0 features. Let me back up a second here. When I say ASP.NET 4.0, I'm basically covering all the features of ASP.NET. This course will just give you everything you need to know about ASP.NET all the way up to ASP.NET 4.0. What I mean by that is if there is a text box, we'll be covering the text box and the different ways we can have a text box. Now, was this in 4.0 specifically? No, it's from previous features of or previous versions of ASP.NET, but we're covering all the features and all the way, as I said, all the way up to 4.0. We covered a little bit of features. We talked about Visual Studio 2010 and some of it details, and we talked a little bit about the difference between the HTML controls and web server controls. And there's of course a lot more to discuss. Yeah, this series will be a little bit long, but there are some of you who are familiar with ASP.NET and they want to improve upon their knowledge, and some of you that they are new to ASP.NET 4.0. So I'm trying here to find the common denominator where I cover everything for you. So for those of you who are familiar with ASP.NET, they can look at the more advanced videos, and those of you who want to learn all the details of the ASP.NET, of course they can cover all the videos. One features or one item that you will see when we talk about ASP.NET and we talk about Visual Studio is basically the difference between website and web application. This is the main discussion of this video. We're trying to see what we mean when we have a website and what we mean when we have a web application, and when do you create one, because sometimes you will see that one of them is easier than the other, and some of them sometimes the other way around. Okay, so in this case then I'm going to load two Visual Studios. I'm going to have one that starts a web application and one of them that starts a website, and try to give you some of the differences between them. So when you need to make a decision on which one to use, the decision will be very simple and straightforward for you. Let's go ahead and get started with the first item, which is I'm going to create a web application. So I'm going to go File, New, and I have options in here. It says Project or Website. Okay. Now, Team Project, of course, this is when we talk about TFS or Team Foundation Server, and that's not the option that we're doing in here. So I have between a project and a website. The first thing I'm going to select in this case is a project. It gave me an option in here. It says what kind of project do you want. Now, before I go on, let me go ahead and browse to the location that I'm interested in for this video series, and here's projects. This is the location where I'm going to put my project, and I'm going to go to web, because of course we're creating in here web applications, and I have of course all the options, and I mentioned to you those options before, and we're going to cover them later on in other videos. But for now, I have ASP.NET web application and MVC2 web application. I'm going to go with the first one, which is ASP.NET web application, not the model view controller that we will cover again in more advanced videos. So in here I have ASP.NET web application. It doesn't matter the name. I'm going to keep it web application 1. Okay, so web ASP.NET web application, the name, the location. We're targeting .NET 4.0, as you notice in here. You can target any of the other versions of .NET, but right now we're interested in .NET Framework 4, and I'm going to select OK. That should create for me the project and all the items that it contains, and we will cover those and we'll see what kind of items we will have. And I mentioned those in previous videos, but I'm going to just discuss the other details that we have not talked about yet. That project will be created for me shortly, and in here I have Team Explorer for the check-in, check-out of the files. I'm not interested in that right now. I'm going to be shortly going to my Solution Explorer, where I see all the files that interest me for this project. Okay, right off the bat I see some features that that interest me. The first thing is I have the skeleton or the structure of my project, and of course, as you remember, we created a web project, right? Okay, so Solution Explorer, I have, here's my project. Let me pin it down so I can see all the features I need, and then look at Web Application 1. If I take this one as is and I go ahead and run it, it will give me some type of working page, right? It has the basic features that it needs. Down here on the system tray, you don't see it on the video, but down on the system tray I have the development server loaded, and I have a local host on port 1057 loading the page. Okay, so here's Internet Explorer. Let me maximize that a little bit.